Starseeds and lightworkers, something has been pressing against you all week. Not pain exactly, more like a pressure you can't locate, a restlessness with no visible source. You've been feeling it in your chest, in your sleep, in the quiet moments when everything goes still and something inside you says, something is coming. I am Tyron, a representative of the High Council of Sirius, and I want you to hear this clearly. What you've been feeling is not anxiety. It is preparation. By the end of this message, you'll understand exactly what is arriving this Friday, why you must move through it in stillness, and what becomes available to you on the other side. This Friday, your external reality is going to shift in ways that may look, from the surface, like collapse. Timelines you believed were settled will begin to fold. Structures you trusted will crack. Situations you assumed were fixed will suddenly move. To anyone watching from the outside, it will appear that things are falling apart. But the waters of Sirius have been carrying this moment toward you for longer than you know. And what is breaking open was never meant to hold. The reason you must receive this transmission in stillness is not secrecy. It is signal clarity. The doubt and fear of those around you, their need to interpret everything through what they can see and touch, will distort the coordinates this event is meant to deliver. And those coordinates matter. They carry the direction of what comes next for you. What is being dismantled this Friday was already scheduled for removal. Your human perception reads speed as disorder. But at the level of your soul, every structure falling loose is making room for something your current self has already outgrown. This is not your life falling apart. This is the old architecture coming down, because you have already become someone it can no longer contain. You didn't find this message by accident. Something in you recognized this signal before your mind could explain why. Stay with me until the end. What comes next is the part your soul has been waiting to hear. And I'm grateful you're here with me now. That ache you've been carrying this week, that nameless heaviness, that sense of standing at the edge of something you can't quite see, is not anxiety. It's not a warning that something is wrong. On the contrary, this profound sensation, this subtle yet undeniable vibration within your very being, here is the feeling of your own immense depth calling you downward, drawing you into the core of who you truly are. It acts much like the silent, potent gravity of the ocean floor, which, though unseen, exerts a powerful pull on the vast body of water above it, creating the very currents, both gentle and strong, that move everything on the surface. You, my dear soul, have been in constant, purposeful motion this entire time, evolving and shifting at a pace far beyond the linear perception of your human mind. You simply couldn't feel the magnitude of this inner journey, this oceanic drift, from the limited vantage point where you were standing. This deep stirring is not a sign of dis-ease, but a signal of a momentous realignment, an initiation into a more profound understanding of your own internal landscape. And it is the language of your soul beginning to speak in full sentences, urging you to listen to its ancient wisdom. There's a reason water has always felt like home to you, a primordial resonance that echoes in your very DNA, a sense of belonging to its rhythmic pulse and its vast, unfathomable depths. If what you're feeling right now, in the deepest chambers of your heart and the quietest corners of your mind, is confirming something you've carried your whole life, a knowing that transcends earthly origins, a longing for a truth that feels both ancient and utterly essential, then the Sirian Water Codes is your next profound step. It holds within its sacred teachings ancient Sirian healing practices that have been passed down through the very waters themselves, preserved in the energetic memory of this life-giving element. What these are not mere intellectual exercises, but powerful embodied techniques for releasing dense energy that was never truly yours, energy you may have absorbed from others or from the collective consciousness, finally allowing your true vibrational signature to shine. It offers processes for activating dormant memory through the evocative, resonating sound of rain, allowing long-forgotten starseed truths to surface from your cellular archives. And it teaches sacred rituals for sealing your awakened frequency with the purifying power of salt and the potent focus of clear intention, safeguarding your energetic field as you step into your full embodiment. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment, but only briefly. Most starseeds don't feel lost because they lack purpose. In fact, it is quite the opposite. When the sense of disorientation or unease that often accompanies your journey isn't born from an absence of direction, but rather from a surplus, an overwhelming abundance of inner knowing. Deep inside, within the very fabric of your soul, you carry a knowing so vast, so encompassing, so profoundly multidimensional that this linear, three-dimensional world sometimes feels too small, too constricting to truly hold or express it. That persistent ache you feel is not an emptiness, a void to be filled, but an overflow, a deep internal wellspring of cosmic truth that is constantly brimming, seeking avenues of expression. It is the palpable pressure of carrying something immensely significant, a divine blueprint, a cosmic inheritance in a world that doesn't yet have the language, the frameworks, or the vibrational capacity to fully comprehend what you are. And when a recalibration event approaches, when the grand cosmic timelines begin to compress, aligning with higher frequencies, and the familiar structures around you, both personal and societal, start to show their inevitable cracks, revealing the impermanence of all things, that internal pressure intensifies dramatically. This intensification is not because you are breaking, not because you are faltering or failing under strain. Instead, it is a magnificent sign, a cosmic alarm clock signaling that you are about to remember something profoundly vital, something your human mind hasn't had conscious access to in a very, very long time. It is the soul's deep memory stirring, preparing to burst forth, ready to reclaim its ancient wisdom and rightful power. And that pervasive disconnection you've been feeling, that deep-seated restlessness with no visible logical cause, isn't a symptom of a life veering off course or going wrong. Rather, it is the undeniable signal of a soul that is actively, intentionally going deeper, pulling away from the superficial to find its true energetic current. The ancient Sirian teachings have always understood this profound truth about the nature of flow and surrender. Water, in its infinite wisdom, doesn't resist the pressure placed upon it. It doesn't fight against the forces that seek to contain or direct it. Instead, it responds to pressure with an innate intelligence, adapting and yielding. It finds the path that pressure inevitably reveals, carving new canyons, shaping landscapes, always moving towards its deepest truth. And right now, Toyes, the pressure you've been living under, whether it manifests as external challenges, internal discomfort, or a sense of profound longing, is not a punishment. It is not an arbitrary burden. It is, in its purest essence, the divine force that is finding the most authentic, clear, and powerful path through you. The one that leads directly to your original design, your unique encoded purpose, the very version of yourself that you, at a soul level, agreed to become before you ever arrived on this earthly plane. This pressure is the cosmic sculptor, chiseling away all that is not truly you, guiding you home to the magnificent temple of your authentic being. the fog that has settled over your days lately. That persistent sense of trying to see clearly through deep, dark, often turbulent water, on where familiar landmarks appear obscured and clarity feels elusive, is not a sign that something is inherently wrong with you, or that your spiritual compass is failing. On the contrary, it is precisely what happens, the necessary energetic byproduct, when old patterns, outdated beliefs, and calcified energetic structures begin their profound process of dissolution. Just as a river must stir up sediment and debris from its bed as its currents change course or intensify, the waters of your being have to turn murky before they can truly clear and settle into pristine stillness. Every powerful current, every significant energetic shift inevitably stirs up sediment, bringing to the surface what has long been buried, before it can open into the serene expanse of profound stillness and renewed clarity. You are not confused because you are failing or losing your way. You are in a profound state of transition, precisely because you are shifting, evolving beyond what you once were into the magnificent being you are becoming. And that kind of fundamental soul-deep shift, that internal metamorphosis, takes a courage most people will never even name, let alone understand, because most people never have the opportunity or the vibrational sensitivity to feel it with the intensity that you do. The very fact that you are experiencing this, that you are feeling these deep currents and navigating this internal fog, tells you something immeasurably important about who you are. You are a pioneer of consciousness, a courageous navigator of the soul's deepest oceans. There is something intricately encoded inside you, a sacred program, a divine spark that goes far deeper than anything you were ever taught in this particular lifetime, far beyond the confines of societal conditioning or inherited narratives. It is a blueprint written not in the linear constructs of human words or logical sequences, but in the intricate dance of pure frequency, in the harmonious symphony of resonance, a vibrational truth that predates all earthly languages. The reason this coming Friday, in particular, is going to feel so profoundly disorienting, perhaps even unsettling, is not because the universe has suddenly abandoned its divine order or thrown its grand design into chaos. It is precisely because your soul, in its accelerating evolution, is finally operating at a frequency and a speed that your human mind, bound by its linear perception and past conditioning, is still struggling to interpret, to catch up with. What appears from the limited perspective of the surface mind to be pure chaos and unraveling of all known structures is in fact intricate divine architecture from below, a purposeful, conscious rebuilding happening at a foundational level. What feels like collapse, like everything falling apart into irreparable fragments, is actually a sacred excavation, a meticulous unearthing of deeper truths and stronger foundations. The ancient ones, the revered keepers of cosmic wisdom who safeguarded their profound knowledge in the mystical halls of Amenti, understood this truth intimately. They knew that the most sacred demolitions, the most necessary acts of energetic deconstruction, were precisely the ones that looked, to the uninitiated, the unawakened eye, like utter destruction, like a tragic end. What was actually happening was a process of sacred clearing, the intentional, precise removal of everything that had been built on a foundation too small, too fragile, or too limited for the magnificent and expansive reality that was destined to emerge. It is the demolition of the temporary dwelling to make way for the eternal temple. And here, in the heart of this profound transition, is where the cultivation and discovery of internal stillness becomes not just important, but absolutely vital, a true energetic imperative. Because in the midst of this Friday's unfolding, in the very epicenter of the glitch, the disruption, the energetic recalibration, In the middle of what will inevitably look to everyone around you like utter disorder, disarray, or even breakdown, you will be asked, in fact, divinely summoned, and to find the still point. This is that quiet, unwavering place deep within you, an inner sanctum of peace and unwavering truth that the external turbulence, no matter how intense or pervasive, simply cannot reach, cannot penetrate. This is not merely a poetic spiritual metaphor or an abstract concept. It is an energetic fact, a quantifiable reality within your own energetic architecture. There exists a unique frequency within your being, a core vibrational signature that resonates at a depth where the surface storm of worldly events and collective anxieties literally cannot penetrate. Think of it like the ocean during a hurricane. While the surface churns with violent waves and winds, the deeper you descend into its silent, vast abysses, the calmer and more profoundly still it becomes. And the pressure and chaos of the storm become irrelevant at those depths. Your essential work this Friday, therefore, is not to attempt to manage, control, or even understand the external disruption. Your work is to go deeper than it. It is to anchor yourself, consciously and intentionally, so far beneath the swirling noise, the frenetic energies, and the outward appearances of chaos, that you can finally hear, with pristine clarity, what that noise was always trying, perhaps inadvertently, to cover: the unwavering whisper of your own soul's truth, the cosmic intelligence that orchestrates all things. This deeply transformational phase, characterized by profound inner shifting and external recalibration, is often the one that generates the most acute sense of panic, confusion, and existential angst. And this is precisely because nothing seems to be making logical sense anymore. The old maps no longer apply, and the future remains shrouded in an ethereal mist. But the disorientation you feel, that sense of being unmoored from familiar realities, is not a sign of stalling, of being stuck in a spiritual cul-de-sac. It is, in truth, a powerful and necessary act of anchoring. Consider the majestic river that, after rushing through challenging rapids and narrow passages, pauses for a while in a wide, still, deep pool before it gathers its strength and finds its next passage through unyielding rock formations. In that quiet pool, though seemingly inactive, it is deepening its course, settling its energies, and consolidating its power. Similarly, your soul is currently stabilizing what it has already received, integrating vast energetic downloads, processing profound insights, and solidifying new vibrational alignments, before it can safely, gracefully, and powerfully hold what is coming next. Therefore, it is absolutely essential to be gentle, patient, and compassionate with yourself inside this moment. This phase, though it may feel unsettling or unproductive to the linear mind, is not a failure. It is a sacred, vital part of your journey, a divine pause for profound integration and preparation. It is the cocoon before the butterfly, the gestation before the birth of your next grand expression. You may not be able to perceive it clearly with your physical eyes or grasp it fully with your conscious mind just yet, but the people and situations around you, for the very fabric of your external reality, are already subtly yet powerfully responding to the profound frequency shift that is actively happening inside you. It is an energetic phenomenon, a ripple effect from your core being. Relationships, both intimate and casual, are changing their fundamental shape, reconfiguring themselves to align or disengage with your new vibrational signature. Certain environments, places where you once felt comfortable, safe, and at ease, now feel inexplicably unbearable, energetically dense, or simply no longer resonant. Some conversations, those steeped in old paradigms or lower frequencies, feel impossibly heavy, draining your energy and taxing your spirit. Yet, paradoxically, other conversations, those infused with genuine connection and higher truth, feel like breathing for the very first time. Expansive, nourishing, and deeply liberating. This is not mere coincidence or a series of random events. This is your energetic field, your unique vibrational signature doing exactly what it was designed to do, recalibrating and attracting accordingly. When one powerful current, your very essence, changes its direction and intensity, everything downstream is inevitably affected, brought into realignment, or allowed to drift away. You don't need to verbally announce what's happening inside you. You don't need to explain or justify your transformation to anyone. You are already transmitting it, silently yet potently, through the very frequency of your being. And those who carry the intrinsic codes, the energetic keys, to receive and resonate with what you're sending will find you. Not through arduous search, forced effort, or logical reasoning, but through the same invisible, undeniable pull that draws mighty rivers toward the boundless, welcoming embrace of the sea. It is a divine magnetic attraction, an energetic homecoming, and then, woven into the very fabric of this transformation, comes the sacred release. This is the phase that feels like standing at the edge of something vast and unknown, perhaps even overwhelming, holding a collection of objects you can barely name, much less categorize, but knowing with absolute certainty that you have to let them go. These are the deep-seated beliefs you unconsciously inherited about who you are supposed to be, the narratives woven into your psyche by family, culture, and collective consciousness that no longer serve your truth. These are the heavy expectations of people who, despite their intentions, I never truly understood or could ever truly comprehend what they were actually standing in the presence of, the ancient, multi-dimensional soul that you are. This is the accumulated emotional residue of years, perhaps lifetimes, spent absorbing what wasn't yours, carrying the burdens, fears, and unresolved energies of others, often doing so because you were sensitive enough to feel it all, and loyal enough, out of a deep sense of connection, to stay and try to transmute it. Now, with profound love and sovereignty, you have absolute permission to set it all down. Every single piece of it. Just as the wise river does not attempt to carry every stone it passes along its journey, knowing that doing so would impede its flow, it instead allows them to settle gently to the bottom, releasing their weight and continuing its ceaseless, liberating flow. This act of release is not abandonment. It is an act of profound self-love, energetic sovereignty, and alignment with your highest path. It is creating sacred space within you for the new energies, insights, and creations that are ready to emerge. What the Sirian records have always carried within their pristine, energetic archives, what was meticulously encoded into the cosmic ether long before the grand temples of Egypt even began to rise majestically from the desert sand, long before human civilization as we know it took form, is the profound understanding that there is no such thing as a late awakening. There is no soul that inadvertently missed its designated window of opportunity, no starseed who arrived behind schedule, perpetually lagging or somehow too late to fulfill their divine contract. And the apparent delays, the periods of confusion, the moments of feeling stuck or lost, were not detriments, but rather an integral part of the curriculum itself, meticulously designed lessons in patience, discernment, and self-discovery. The detours, the paths that seemed to lead away from your intended trajectory, were never wasted diversions, but profound teachings, offering unique perspectives and invaluable energetic refinement. The years of not fully understanding what you were feeling, of grappling with an inner knowing that lacked a discernible language in this world, were not years wasted in aimless wandering. On the contrary, they were precisely the years of crucial, intricate formation, of energetic crystallization and soul-deep preparation. Consider the magnificent pearl. It does not apologize for how long it took to form, or for the patient layering of nacre around an irritant, transforming discomfort into unparalleled beauty. It simply is what it is, a masterpiece of slow, deliberate creation. And nothing, absolutely nothing, could have made it faster without making it profoundly less, without diminishing its intrinsic value and exquisite perfection. Your journey is unfolding in perfect divine timing. Therefore, understand this truth deep within your core. You are not late. You are not behind. You are precisely where you need to be, precisely when you need to be there. The disruption that is destined to land this Friday, the energetic shakeup that may rattle the foundations of your perceived reality, is not a punishment for time spent in confusion, for moments of doubt, or for perceived missteps. It is, instead, the divinely appointed arrival of something so potent, so transformative, that it could only truly come into your experience after everything that came before it had meticulously prepared the ground, had laid the energetic groundwork, and had refined your capacity to receive. It is the natural culmination of your journey thus far, the opening of a new portal. Just as the powerful tide doesn't rush, it doesn't hurry its grand rhythmic movement, but it always, inevitably, arrives. And in its arrival, with its gentle yet immense force, it always, without fail, reshapes the shore it meets, creating new landscapes, new beginnings, new potentials. You are being reshaped, refined, and realigned by an intelligent, loving cosmic current. Your inherent mission, the profound reason for your unique embodiment here and now, was never about performing something extraordinary by the fleeting, often superficial standards of this world. It was never about achieving external accolades, accumulating material possessions, or conforming to societal ideals of success. Your mission, in its purest, most potent form, has always been about presence. It is about a fully realized, deeply rooted, and authentically expressed presence, the kind of radiant, unwavering energetic signature that only a soul carrying your specific, intricate cosmic codes can offer to this evolving planet. The ancient builders, those master architects of light and consciousness, understood this truth with profound clarity. They knew that the most powerful act, the most transformative contribution, was never the grand, performative gesture, the flamboyant display of power. It was always, without exception, the quiet, consistent, unwavering alignment of a soul with its true, pristine frequency, held with unwavering consistency, and offered freely, openly, and unconditionally, even when no one around them had the awakened eyes, the vibrational sensitivity, or the understanding to truly see what was actually happening, the magnitude of the energetic shift being anchored. You don't need to fully comprehend the entirety of your mission before Friday arrives. You don't need to have it meticulously mapped out, perfectly named, or eloquently explained to anyone, least of all to yourself. You just need to be here, fully here, deeply here, embodying your truth. And, with complete trust and surrender, let the majestic current of your highest destiny carry you forward. Allow the divine flow to guide you home. You are absolutely not watching your life fall apart into irreparable fragments, despite what your human mind, conditioned by fear and attachment to the familiar, might try to tell you. What you are witnessing, with profound clarity and inner knowing, is everything that no longer belongs to your next magnificent chapter. Finally, gracefully, and inevitably releasing its tenacious hold. It is a grand, divine shedding. Every structure, every outdated paradigm, every limiting belief system that cracks open and begins to crumble this Friday was already hollow at its core, already lacking the robust, energetic foundation required for your expanding being. Every situation that destabilizes, every relationship that reconfigures, every comfort zone that feels suddenly unbearable was built on a frequency you have already profoundly outgrown, had transcended and moved beyond. The glitch, the disruption, the energetic anomaly that manifests this Friday isn't the problem itself. On the contrary, the glitch is the undeniable proof. It is the irrefutable evidence that you have moved, that you have ascended to a higher vibrational plane. It is the proof that the architecture of your old reality, the limited frameworks that once contained you, can no longer adequately hold or support the expansive, radiant being you have become. And most importantly, it is the profound proof that what is being gracefully demolished, what is crumbling around you, was never truly your eternal home. It was only the temporary place you courageously stayed, the scaffolding you inhabited, while the real, unshakable, divinely aligned foundation of your true being was being laid, silently and powerfully, beneath the surface. And with every fiber of your being, know this truth. You are ready. You are ready not because everything is now perfectly clear, not because every question has a neat, logical answer that satisfies your intellectual mind, and certainly not because the lingering whisper of fear has miraculously vanished. You are ready because you stayed. You are ready because, even as the internal and external pressure relentlessly built, even as the spiritual fog thickened, obscuring your path, even as the familiar structures of your life cracked and shuddered, and even as the people around you struggled, often fruitlessly, to understand the profound depths of what you were experiencing within your sacred inner world. Through all of it, you stayed. You held your ground. You remained anchored in your truth. And you kept going, one breath, one step, one moment at a time. You kept listening, with unwavering devotion, to the quiet, insistent signal beneath all the surface noise, the divine compass guiding you forward. And that profound resilience, that unwavering commitment to your inner truth, that quiet fortitude, more than any credential earned in this world, more than any cosmic title bestowed, more than any elaborate spiritual ceremony performed, that is precisely what a starseed in full activation truly looks like. Not perfect, for perfection is an earthly illusion, but profoundly present. Not fearless, for fear is a human emotion, but deeply faithful to the inner guidance. Not finished, for the journey is eternal, but gloriously flowing, always adapting, always evolving. Tonight, if it feels right, if your soul whispers its affirmation, place your hand gently over your heart, feel its rhythmic beat, and say quietly, with deep reverence and conviction, I remember who I am. I trust the waters that carried me here, knowing they were always guiding me to my highest good. I am ready for what comes next, embracing it with an open heart and an awakened spirit. Leave one word in the comments, just one, that describes what moved through you during this message, what resonated deepest within your soul. Then find someone else's word, a word that speaks to your heart, and respond with encouragement, with a message of solidarity and understanding. This is not just a comment section. It is a sacred space, a vibrant gathering where starseeds recognize each other, where souls remember their shared origins and common purpose. And that recognition, that simple act of seeing and being seen, carries more power, more transformative energy than most people realize. If this transmission touched something real and vital within you, if it awakened a deep resonance in your being, please share it with someone who you know needs to hear it. Someone who is navigating their own profound shifts and seeking their own truth. And if you're ready to keep receiving these deep resonant transmissions, if you're ready to continue this journey of remembering and activation, subscribe to this channel. The waters of Sirius, wise and ancient, will carry us gently and powerfully to the next one. You're not just watching this message, you are actively, profoundly remembering. This is your sacred space, a sanctuary for your awakening journey. And I am deeply grateful you were here, and present in this moment of profound truth. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it, respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.